August 22nd, 2013. Well, this Minnesota State Fair started today. Beautiful day. Yesterday was really humid. Humid and miserable. I got up, I think seen the thing said about 98, and with the heat index it was 100 plus. But once that pushed through, it was pretty much cloudy this morning, up to a point that the clouds cleared off, and then it warmed up some. But it was a nice, more Minnesota cool weather. I think it got up into about 80, 88 maybe, and it was more tolerable. So great day for the opener. I don't know, the numbers haven't come back yet because it's not over yet. It's 9:41. There's been a song playing in my head by Sammy Hagar. He's going to be playing this Saturday, and I think I'm talking myself into going, because I was playing some of his tunes. He has such a vast, I can't see my arms go way out here, but such a vast career. He's doing 40 years of rock and roll, and he's kicked it out. I remember in the 70s, I talked about that the other day, his first group, Montrose. But that's one of the songs I was playing last night. I was listening to a few, just trying to touch base with the ones. Over a 40-year career, he put out quite a bit. Not only with Montrose, there's one that stuck in my head, but his solo career, and then he played with Van Halen for a number of years, and that's where he got his really big hits. I haven't done the research on that yet, but the one I'm going to play is from 1982. It's called Your Love Is Driving Me Crazy, and I remember it well. It's been echoing in my head all day long. But 1982 was such a one of those. So much happened in 1 year. It's really hard to just touch base with it just a few minutes. But I spent most of the year in Oklahoma up until about this time, and then that's when I came up and visited. Gordon sent me a ticket and he said, "Come up and visit, and if you like it, then you make your decision then." And I remember I came up, and we went to the state fair. That was our first state fair, and it's awkward because you don't really, even though we had a long distance relationship and wrote to each other numerous times, until you actually are with the person and can have dinner and go out. And we went to the state fair and walked around. It was really, and we both commented on that many years later, how uncomfortable and boring it was, because we just didn't really know. You don't really, in early parts of relationships, you really don't know your boundaries, so you're kind of on your best behavior. You're not trying to say anything or do anything that might be offensive or crossing the line, and you kind of like walking on eggshells, I guess is the phrase I'm looking for. But I don't think either one came away. It was like, after that state fair, we didn't want to go. Didn't really want to go to another one. But we did next year. Next year, I remember after I moved up, Kansas played, and I'll talk about them later. But they're actually touring, got together with their original singer. But when I seen them at the state fair, and I moved up in '83. They had different different singer. So they dropped their lead singer and had some backup singer and had pretty good recognition, but it just wasn't the same. Sometimes when you lose the original singer, it's hard to build upon the momentum of that. So, like I said, Sammy Hagar, when he stepped in for Van Halen as the lead singer, I was watching some clips last night because I did see them when he was with them when we lived in Washington. And that's 86, 87. So that's like 5 years after this song that I'm going to play. But he had a good solo career, and I was looking at all the, as you can pull up the set list of all the songs they're going to play, and there's at least, I'm going to say eight Van Halen songs, because like I said, he really had won some awards, the group won some awards with him singing, and I'm going to say, I don't know if they had any number ones, so I'll have to research that maybe for tomorrow. But 82, like I said, when I moved up, I came up to visit in August, and then moved up in October. So it went pretty quick. Again, I didn't really have. It was a choice, but in other words, if you look at the facts and reading between the lines, there wasn't a choice. I didn't really have much choice but to leave Oklahoma when I did, and luckily I had a place to come, and it worked out for the best in the long run. I know I've seen some pictures over by Gordon's desk of when we were lived in Wilmer there, so I'm going to have to see if I can get. He should have had those scanned and pull some pictures of the house in Wilmer there. He was there for a couple of years, and that honeymoon, so to speak, is interesting stories in themselves. But like I said, back in '82 when I came up to visit, Gordon was staying in Atwater. It's Atwater, Atwater, Minnesota. And it's just a few miles outside of Wilmer, and that's where we eventually bought a house and moved when we got together. But he had a little trailer home, and it was right across from a lake, and I've talked about this before. It was just interesting because when you experience something that's when you're completely out of your element, and lucky in my life, I've been able to been put in situations many times that we've moved around, put myself in a whole strange new environment and situation, and I felt I could. It wasn't too say uncomfortable or stressful or any of those things that are think of negative that would any fears or phobias. There's always some hesitation of the unknown, like when we moved up north to Floodwood. There, that was a big step, but I kind of prepared myself for that. But it was kind of pull up the stakes and we went, which we did. But 82 when it came to visit, and like I said, went to the state fair and staying there at Atwater. I remember that was my first introduction to Minnesota Thunder, and my mom can attest that the Minnesota Thunder can be pretty loud around here. And there's a lightning strike that was really, really close to the house, and it made me jump about this far. About this far off the seat when it shook, because it was unbelievably loud. You've never been around it. It shakes you to your soul. But it was interesting. Some some of those memories are really fresh and very special. It was a testing time for me. It was a very big time for growth, and I think my mother was right in saying that. She said, this summer you're going to be turning 20, and it's time for you to move out, and I did. Like I said, luckily I had a place to land, so everything kind of just came together that year for me in '82, and very fond memories, and a lot of growth, a lot of growing up. It's times that you make those decisions, and like I say, you hit the ground running, and trip and fall sometimes, but you have to keep staying in the forward motion and direction in life. And things are going really good here. Really like our house, our home. I know Gordon talks about I'll be here for a long time. Retirement, setting me up pretty good. I should be all right. Whether I'm here or anywhere, I'll be all right. I know that's just the laws of my life have been good. So, with that said, Sammy Hagar, 1982, and kind of fits. The love is driving me crazy. So I dedicate this one to whoever. August 22nd, 2013.